Ayer was a 20th century British philosopher who was a great supporter of logical positivism. This focuses on the analysis of the language used in a philosophical discussion rather than the discussion itself. Philosophers like Schlick and Euan created the notion of the verification principle, which describes how a statement or discussion can only be meaningful if they are experienced through the senses. This is what AJ termed to be strong verification, which occurs when there is no doubt that a statement is true as it is known empirically. If this is true, people who only follow this principle should not believe in the Battle of Hastings, the Holocaust, or Michael Jackson because they have not experienced these themselves. AJ thought that believing in the strong verification principle alone to be ridiculous bullshit, and so he also formed a weak verification principle in order to prove that everything existed in history and in nature. He described how just because something cannot be proven empirically now does not necessarily mean that the discussion is meaningless altogether. There is the example of the far side of the moon and the discussion as to whether it has one, since we cannot experience it ourselves. According to most logical positivists, it cannot, because we have not experienced the far side of the moon ourselves, and so the discussion of it is ridiculous. AJ said that a far side of the moon has to be there because of natural logic, aka a posteriori. This is the same case for mathematical logic through knowledge a priori. This could be proving that a triangle has three sides, which requires no discussion because it cannot be anything else. This came in his study of Hume and Kant, who he believed to be very awesome guys, particularly in their discussion of analytic and synthetic statements. On the topic of the existence of God, AJ found it completely fucking ridiculous to talk about it because it is illogical to say he exists, and it is also illogical to say that he does not exist. It may also depress you to realise that everything you learn at AS about the arguments for the existence of God are now rendered as meaningless. Anyway, have fun with A2.